Bags are packed, are you ready to go? This time tomorrow we'll be on the road, riding with you in the sunnier days. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Hello, and welcome back to Children of Éarte. First things first, I will kick it over to Adam to tell us all about today's sponsors.
We've got some great ones. So first of all, returning sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. And you can grab an Electrum chest code on the overlay, or I am sure it is flying around in chat as well. So grab that chest. There are some great characters in that game. One of them is one of mine. There are many of the people, I think all of the people here playing tonight have characters in that game. So definitely check out Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms and get that free chest code while you're here. We also have Die Hard Dice, who are giving us wonderful, wonderful polyhedral implements to play with here tonight.
Is that the technical term? Polyhedral
yeah, sure. I think I said math rocks last time. There will be a new synonym every single episode.
Oh dear.
Challenge accepted. All right. So Die Hard Dice, they're incredible. You can get 10% off your order with the code Éarte. And I think that is probably going to be up on the overlay as we go here too. And then tonight we will give away one $25 Die Hard Dice gift card. So keep an eye on chat for that and jump in when you see your opportunity. And then we will hear the dulcet tones of Sirenscape while we're here playing tonight, because epic games need epic sound. And then the last thing here is, as we had our first episode last week, we have gotten this question so many times. I think this is the question we have received more than anything else. Yes, we do have a podcast version of this. And yes, the first episode is available in podcast. So if you're watching now and you haven't listened or watched the first episode, I don't really know why you're here, but that's fine. You can stay. But you can catch up with that on podcast form if you have to miss an episode, or if you just have a long commute and you prefer audio, you can check out Children of Éarte in podcast format, and we will have details about that in chat as well. And I am Adam Bradford. I am the CDO at Demiplane, and you can find me on Twitter at BadEyeAdam.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm Alicia Marie. I'm a costume artist, cosplayer, and an RPG performer. And I'm working on some really cool things, especially in the creative space. But I live that NDA life, so I can't share anything until then, though. You can find me anywhere across the socials at Alicia Marie Body, everywhere.
Is that me? I think it's you,
Okay,
and then me,
hi.
and then host, I guess.
That's it.
I've forgotten.
We've got this.
Hi. We're
I am Jen Kretchmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. I am an author, performer, creator of many things, including the Accessibility in Gaming Resource Guide, which you can find in my pinned tweet. And yeah, again, also living the NDA life, but there's all sorts of exciting things on the way.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator over at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me on Twitter as OboLauren, where I post most of the D&D and music stuff that I do, and that's the easiest way to keep up with me. Just go there.
Mm-hmm.
And hi, my name is Hope LaVelle. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hope LaVelle. I am a motion capture performer by day, and by night I like to play D&D. Something coming up that's really cool is that this Saturday I will be playing an Oops All Druids campaign, just a one shot, run by TTRP GIFs. No gifts. I knew it. I asked for it and I got it every time. Look at Adam. Look at
We're
Adam.
just ending the episode right now.
But it'll be Saturday, March 26th at 4 p.m. PST. Come check it out. Got an amazing group of people, and it's going to be so much fun. So, yeah, that's me.
So cool. And I'm Deborah Ann Woll. You can find me at Deborah Ann Woll at all of the different places. I have a couple of things going on now, but check out the Truest Blood podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, where we talk all about the show True Blood. Well, thank you to all of you for being here and playing with me today. And I want to thanks to everyone at home that's tuning in. So please make yourselves comfortable and settle in for the second chapter of Children of Éarte. So where we left off last time, all 5 of you were attempting to break into one of the other compartments on this lovely train that you have been exploring and have been invited to take a very cool adventure on. I think it was Maeve. You were down. You were using a credit card, and
I had my Swiss Army knife and my
your
Allen
hex.
wrench.
Oh,
Yes,
I
meant to bring one.
wrenches.
I forgot to bring one with me.
No worries. You had your pocket knife and your Allen wrench. So as you worked your Allen wrench, you did hear a click, as if you did manipulate something within that lock, but your pocket knife, as you tried to sort of jimmy it in between the seam of the door and the jamb, cracked as you pulled it. It actually broke it in half as it fell and clattered to the ground. Meanwhile, Neb, you've been hearing whispers coming from within that room.
And I still can't get specific words, just kind of general.
Yeah, generalized whispery sounds.
I'm just going to lean over and put my ear against the door.
I think Neb heard it first, and then I heard a little bit of it.
Oh, you did as well, Jen?
I think so.
Or Maeve, sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. Silas was saying, it's Maeve, right? Your name?
Yes.
Maeve? Yes, sorry. I'm really bad with names, great with faces. I probably would never, ever forget you in the future if I ever saw you in a lineup, possibly because it looks like you do some illicit kinds of activities here. But
why would you assume that?
Because, I mean, people don't typically just try to pick locks.
I traveled a lot as a kid. I moved into new rooms. There were always things that needed to be undone and redone and reset.
Yeah, I'm just saying that normally that's a criminal activity. But hey, it's okay. It's okay.
In your own home?
People lock doors and then you just get into...
When you come into old buildings, on army bases, there's all sorts of things.
Okay, listen, I am definitely not judging either way, but I just wanted to let you know that, if you want to try that again, one of the greatest heroes of really any generation, Michael Jordan, one time he said that basically heart is what separates the good from the great. And so if you want to try that again, and this time really put your heart into it, it might work. I'm really rooting for you.
I mean, if you seem to know so much about it, please feel free.
No. Well, I don't know. What do you have there? What are your implements?
It's an Allen wrench and a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little hard to work with, but yeah. So
again, you're more than welcome to try.
well, here I'll be back in a second then. And Silas walks back to his room.
To his compartment. So Neb, you were stepping up to the door to place your ear up against it?
Yeah, because I'd come up behind Maeve to offer my own words of assurance as all of this happened. I think at that point, as this conversation is going on, Neb is just going to continue to lean over and get really close to the door.
Okay. Please give me a perception check.
Sure. Ooh, that's a 24.
Oh, wow.
Wow, we're doing great.
So as you put your ear up to the door, the whispers get louder, almost as if there is someone whispering directly opposite your ear on the other side of that door. You also begin to hear a heartbeat, almost as if it's your own heart just beating loud in your own mind. And while everything still seems mostly nonsense, You hear one word ring out. Julian.
I think there's someone behind the door who's asking for Julian. Did any of you hear that?
Well, if I remember correctly, no one on this train ride is named Julian, right? I'm remembering correctly, yes.
I don't think so. We met Augie, and we met Alexander, and we met Gloria.
Gloria. We missing anyone?
I don't think so. That's all the people that we
Well,
met.
it's kind of a big train. Maybe there's a Julian here. Should we go look for a Julian?
Who's Julian? And Silas is walking back out.
Right, Silas is coming
He
back
has a
from the
little-
apartment.
He has a little bag with him.
There's someone. None of you hear that whispering? It's like someone's inside.
They locked someone in a room on this train?
Maybe it's a ghost.
I've seen this movie many times.
I've seen those ghost movies. Maybe it's a ghost.
We're on a haunted reality show
Oh, this is so
with ghosts
exciting.
and cameras.
Okay,
Is Julian a director or a producer, perhaps?
Oh, yeah,
Julian
maybe I'm
Fellows?
accidentally hearing like the
Oh, the TV crew is on the other side.
That's
I
where the crew
see.
stays. That makes
I think
total
so.
sense.
Everyone check the mirrors in your room.
Maeve is going to keep this up as long as she can.
Okay.
This reality show thing.
All right,
Play
so
along.
your plan is to just sort of gently paranoid everybody.
Specifically Fairuza, because it was her idea.
Typically for
Mhm.
But yes, I'm
Cool.
gonna lean in on it as much as I can.
Note
It's a
taken.
delightful. It's a delightful way to pass the time with all of these new people, and it does no harm. It's just funny.
Well, if that is where the crew is staying, then they're not doing a very good job of keeping us out of there because, I mean, here we are trying to get in. Also,
Well, I mean, actually, they're doing an incredibly good job of it because the door is locked and we can't get it open. So
yeah, but now we're here working on it. And I'm going to knock on the door. Hello? Hello?
Can I interject something before we commit our first class 1 misdemeanor of the vacation?
I'm gonna stay for a sec.
best in class.
We need a good lawyer after this episode.
There's something that one of my law professors used to say to me all the time, and I sort of keep it with me always, is never ask a question that you don't already know the answer to.
Well, that seems fairly illogical.
That was a
It would
ride.
mean that you would need to know everything in the world.
Definitely a law
in order
professor and
to-
not a grammar professor.
Maybe it will work better in the courtroom. Maybe it does, but okay, if we apply it to this situation, the question is, what is behind door A? Do any of you have any of a guess besides
Well, it's
Neb,
the cast and
right?
crew
So is
of
this-
the reality show. I think.
The Monty Hall problem. Are we trying to figure out what's behind door A and what's behind door B and whether we keep them or switch them?
Neb, did you knock?
I did. I just
What?
knocked it. Hello?
Did you just like a
It was
kind
like
of
a
little thing?
friendly, as though I was knocking on someone's door. Just do, 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 do. Hello?
Your heart goes do 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 do.
Oh.
What is it?
Palpitations. What you eat?
I'm going to knock once on the door.
Same thing that we all ate.
Your heart jumps once.
Neb is going to step back a little bit. I don't think this is where the crew is.
Why do you say that?
You said your name was Mr. Jordan?
Silas, please.
Silas, yeah.
Mr. Jordan is my father.
Okay, that's fair. Would you knock on the door and tell me if you feel anything?
Sure. And Silas just doom, doom, doom.
You feel
Feel
almost
something?
through your back. You know, like that old game, like crack an egg, right? Just
Yeah.
on the back of your, in between your shoulder blades. Knocks the wind out of you a little bit.
You felt that, right?
Yeah, something really weird with that door. Although, like, for the sciatica, like, not bad at all. But no, so something really, really weird is going on here. Somebody else knock.
I'll bite. And
Well,
Fairuza
knock, I
steps
said-
up and
Yeah.
looks at you guys like, I live in the real world. Okay. Knock, knock, knock.
Again, somewhere in the core of your being.
Who did that?
Oh, you felt it too. Did you feel that? You're not just
Yes.
you're not just playing around, right? You felt that?
I did. She's sort of looking at you guys to see if any of you touched her. I did feel something. There has to be a reasonable explanation for this.
Everyone has to do it to get our sample size larger.
I mean,
Shouldn't
that's
we
science.
Try something other than knocking to see if that causes a response.
Lick it.
Neb will step forward and lick the door.
Neb licks the door. On the back of your neck, Neb.
Oh,
Just a little shiver of something, like a little cat. Just sort of maybe licked the back of your neck. A little wetness.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I am thinking of so many things to do this door right now.
I'm gonna caution you. After doing that, you might want to be very careful about what you do with the door. But that was weird.
Don't you guys see what is happening here?
No.
Why?
No!
The door, it's a representation of our own hearts. So if we open our hearts, the door will also open.
Sure,
I
lady.
don't have any intention on cutting myself open and opening my heart at the moment.
What you meant-
But that's an interesting thought. I wonder, and I will kind of tap on my own chest
Yes.
and see if it mirrors in reverse.
It does not. As you tap
Okay.
on your own chest, you hear nothing, no response, nothing from the door.
Does the name Julian ring any bells? Is there anything? were
Someone
there
from your
books?
past or something from
Yeah, and anything that comes to mind.
history check,
Okay.
please.
Are you doing wax
First
on,
of
wax
all,
off?
you
What are you doing?
I'm just-
Are you doing that to
I'm
the
giving
door?
myself a massage.
What are you doing?
It doesn't quite feel. It feels almost again like chills, like just a little.
I got chills. They're multiplying.
Oh, they are. Up and down your shoulder.
15.
15. Julian, it's not a entirely uncommon name, but there aren't very many famous Julians. And you do feel like you're on a train. There's maybe a story about a Julian and a train, but you can't get the details of it. You can't recall that.
I'm gonna start lightly tapping on the door and like moving my finger closer to the door jamb
Uh-huh.
and just like testing where this effect is happening. Is it the whole door? Does it end in a specific spot? If I go to the
Right.
knob, does the knob do anything? And I'm just like,
And while that's happening, Silas did a ton of research on the internet before this trip.
Okay.
And so if he just happens to remember something, but I would like for you to roll that, please.
Give you a second. Okay, so Neb, as you are
Oh.
tapping, again, it's just little puffs of air, around your back. When you hit the door jamb, you don't feel anything. So it's only on the face of the door that you get this feeling. When you go down to the knob, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
oh, you know what? I'd like you to make that for me,
There we go.
actually.
What is your bonus?
Oh, that is a good question. I should probably have that up. Constitution is a +1 to my
Plus
saving
1.
throw.
Okay.
You as you bring it back, looking down at welts of burned flesh on your palm as you take 5 fire heat damage.
Oh,
What?
Oh,
Neb-
what happened?
don't touch
Dude,
the
it's
knob.
I have a thing
Don't-
for this. And Robin's gonna run back into her room, into her granny bag, and pull out some like salve, and, like come back with some like burn relief,
There you go.
and like start applying it to your
Aloe
hand.
vera.
Mm,
Oh no.
Don't-
Do you have an oven
don't-
mitt in there somewhere? Maybe an oven mitt or something?
I have these mittens that I knitted mittens. Do
They're
we need
very
those?
lovely.
They're
I don't think
lovely.
that's going to do the trick.
I don't want them to burn.
Silas bends down and
Yes.
unzips
Mhm.
his bag, and it looks like a makeup bag. But when he opens it up, he's trying to conceal what's inside of it.
Okay.
So he's like kind of hunched over,
Uh-huh.
and you see what looks like a bobby pin at first come out.
Give us a stealth check for that.
Maeve's gonna try and peek over and see what he's got.
Give me a perception check, Maeve. To
A
contest.
17 on stealth.
This is not my
17.
forte. 15.
15. He's successfully able to keep it out of view from you. Silas, as you are doing what you're about to do, you wanted a history check of your own based on the
plus
research you've
5.
done about this race. Plus 5.
And
I'm gonna
if
give you
it is
advantage
not
on it.
good, give me something really juicy that I will tell with all confidence.
So there was this children's show called Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes.
And you're almost positive that one of the trains on Thomas the Tank Engine was called Julian. Clearly, that is what this is referring to.
Obviously, so Julian, it took me a second to remember this, guys, but seriously, used to watch I watch a lot of cartoons, and so one of them was Thomas the Tank Engine, and I know that there was a train on there named Julian, and so I am utterly convinced that has something to do with what's going on here. We are probably stuck in some kind of cartoon simulation because we're on this reality show, and they're trying to mess with us.
So we're about to be made a fool out of on national television. What you're telling me?
I mean, I think I already was.
Yeah, like I mean, that's not cool though. Somebody, I don't think that our waivers are going to cover what happened with you there, Nebula. So I think that seriously, like, you should look into that. I don't know if anybody knows a good lawyer, but maybe somebody can help you out.
I might know a few. Do you generally lick things if you're not sure what they are? Just a question.
When asked, I mean, I've never had this experience before. I just like trying things when people suggest it. With hindsight now, I probably should not have, and I'm really glad I didn't lick the doorknob.
Silas, were you about to do something with this little zipper
I'm
bag?
going to try to pick the lock.
All right, give me a thieves' tools check, please.
All right, that is.
Wh-
Oh, sorry,
while
I rolled
he-
the wrong one.
While
Yeah.
he's doing this, Robin is gonna pull out a little compact with a
Mhm.
mirror,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna turn around and kind of look through the mirror at the door.
Okay, interesting. All right, Silas, what was
So
your...
I rolled the
Come right back.
greatest number 23.
Okay.
J.
Yes, you did. As you stick your tools into the lock and begin to sort of start to manipulate, you find the lock is open.
I am not going to
Maeve
reveal that
successfully
information.
opened it, as far as you know. Okay.
Definitely not
Silas
revealing
keeps
that it
that
is still open.
to himself.
And so I'm like, yeah, honestly, I think you did a good job. Like, I watched a few YouTube videos on this, and
There's some wonderful lockpicking YouTube channels.
yeah,
They really are. They're fantastic.
they are. I mean, I never had to do it in my own home. People blocking me out of places. So let's talk about that sometime. But
I didn't say I was locked out. I said I moved into new homes, and there were things there that needed to
new
be
home.
unlocked.
That still sounds like something criminal.
So, finish up. Go ahead.
But essentially, I think you did a good job here. I'm not sure we're going to get into this.
Robin, as you pull out your compact and look at it from behind, are you doing anything special as you do this, or just using your mirror to look at the door?
Just using from
Okay.
her experience, this is something she thought might be interesting.
Okay, interesting. As you turn around to look at it, let's do a perception check on that.
It is a 10.
It is a 10. So the door looks as you would expect it to from the side, from the reflection of it. The only thing you notice is almost like a mirage in the desert. There's a weird, every once in a while, it just looks like there's a haze or something in front of it, but it's probably just the lights.
I knew it. This place is haunted.
Oh, let's not throw those words around.
I mean, I'll throw these burns around. I definitely think something's going on in
You
that
should
room.
go talk to Olga about that.
Who?
mean
Was her name
Gloria?
Olga?
Gloria? Augie?
Augie? Oh, sorry. Oh, my mistake. Augie. Yeah, you should talk to Augie about that.
Well, I think
that Fairuza is actually gonna, since she noticed everyone going back to their room to play a trick, she's gonna go to her room and fish around on her desk that's in the room, and she's going to pull out this little axe that she carries everywhere with her from when she was a kid. And she's like, "How am I gonna explain this to people?"
Fairuza gets her axe.
She's gonna come out with it in her hand.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what this classifies as breaking and entering at this point. But
is that an axe?
Yeah.
You're planning on doing
it's
a
a
lot
long
of
story.
lumberjacking on your vacation.
This is a train full of very interesting people.
Whatever you do, just be careful. I detect a certain sense of magic afoot here.
Magic.
It's electrocution.
How
The
silly.
door is like wired or something. Someone has this thing hooked up to like one of those like collar things that you put on animals or something.
Why would they do that? They said they've had people in to try and go in, and just the door's never been unlocked.
Yeah,
they've never been
then-
able to get in. I have. We were given free reign of the train, correct?
Yeah, we can walk to the other. I mean, there's only the other car that you know about so far, so ahead of you.
The other car
Or behind
had
you, sorry.
some books.
It did in the lounge.
May I go look around the other car to see if I can find anything that's written by or about a Julian?
Sure.
Or anything that might apply to this? And also to make sure I grab another couple of glasses of champagne.
Are
Magic
you going
bell.
on your own? Do you tell anyone that that's what you're doing?
I'm gonna go look in the other room because we can. So, see if there's anything there that seems to make sense. Maybe there's a history of the train or something. I don't know.
I'll
Never.
come
You're
with
gonna
you.
be okay. I
Um,
mean,
I think Miss Robin did a pretty good job, but I'll come with you so that I can see if there's like a first aid kit or something because
Oh, I have one, and I reach into my bag and I pull one out. I mean, Robin
Would
had.
you like to do a medicine
Awesome.
check?
I can do a medicine check. I
And
do
you
have
and
a
Robin
first aid
can do
kit
it
and a
together?
bunch of medical supplies.
Cool. Let's
More,
do
more than most
your-
people generally carry day to day.
Interesting. Robin, were you hoping to do a medicine check as well with your aloe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's have you two working together. So what did you roll, Jen?
I have an 18.
An 18. That including your medicine modifier?
That is including.
Okay,
Which is
and
a
then
plus one.
what is your wisdom modifier, Robin?
Wisdom modifier
To go
is
with
a
it.
a +2.
A +2. So we're at a dirty 20 on that. Nice.
Awesome.
So with the two of you working together, the salve, and then as you sit down as well, you are able to give Neb 3 points of healing.
Oh, that's much better. Thank you. I didn't necessarily want to go to someone who is on the train. I feel like that would be a mistake. I mean, considering we're trying to
Perhaps.
break into a room.
I mean, we're not really
How
breaking
did
this.
they never explicitly told us we weren't allowed to try. They just
actually
said that
asked
no
us
one had
for
been able
help.
to get in. It's
No
almost a
one's able to
challenge.
Get in. It's not even a challenge, really. They're asking for help. If we do it, they'll probably give us a reward, even.
Ooh, maybe it is part of the test. Maybe we're supposed to figure out how to get in this room. Maybe it isn't a crime.
Is this one of those mystery murder trains?
Yeah, they're like Lord of the
Oh, I
Flies
hope
and
so.
stuff.
I love those.
We figured it out. We figured it out.
I
She says to the ceiling.
I call being Mrs. Peacock.
The name of the show is going to be The Five, and it's going to be like just these 5 people trapped on a train somewhere. They're watching every movement right now.
It's a shame that Strangers on a Train has been taken already.
It's- yeah.
You still have that
Too
makeup
bad.
compact. I need to check my face. I put
And
my pajamas
none
on.
of the other doors do anything similar, right? If
All
we
the other
knock on
doors are
any of
your
the
rooms.
doors-
Every other door is
Our rooms, if we
are
knock
your
on the doors.
yeah. If you go knock on your own doors, yeah, nothing seems to respond or you don't have any feelings about it.
And these
so-
doors are wood, right?
Yes,
They're
they're
wood.
wooden doors. And as I said, for some reason, this door looks dusty, sort of dull. Gloria had mentioned trying to clean it, and it just doesn't ever seem to shine up the way the rest of the train does.
Does anyone have a lighter?
So I think there's a 6'1" woman holding an axe.
Like
Silas asked
She's
for
sort
a
of like-
lighter. Neb is now, sort of gently, blowing on her hand as the other two, attend to her wound.
Hey, listen, it burned us. I'm just going to burn it.
One good burn deserves another.
Perhaps
Yeah.
we don't start a fire
We didn't start
on the train
fire.
on our first night.
Imagine that story. They burned the
How
train
was your
down the
vacation?
first
Well,
day.
we burned our train in the middle of nowhere, and it was a delightful trip.
I'm just
It
saying,
was.
I'm not going to set it ablaze. I'm going to just kind of see. I'm going to see if it burns me. It's somehow mirroring things back, which has to be some kind of nanotechnology is the only explanation for that.
Do you try, Silas? Do you have a lighter?
I don't have a lighter. Like,
Don't have a lighter.
I
No.
don't have a lighter.
Nobody?
I do.
Nobody has a lighter?
As well. No,
Robin, innocent Robin is just gonna.
Hand
She doesn't know what. Didn't even think about. Yes,
thank
of
you.
course, here
Was
you go.
it Miss Beckett? Is that right?
Yes, that's me.
Miss Beckett, thank you so much. I will give this right back to you unless I have burned myself to a cinder.
Right, sounds good.
Hold up. Whereabouts in the door are you holding this flame?
Just right in the middle.
Right
of
in the
where
middle.
my reach would be.
So as you reach forward, it's almost like the flame bends backwards away from the
Oh.
door. However, again, in the center of your, shoulder blades, you just feel a little heat. Just a
This thing has a force field. It
What?
has a
Is
force
this been an
field.
episode of Star Wars?
I told you, it's magic.
Listen, it is a force field. Like look at the flame here.
I'm
And I'm
looking.
just like kind of like grimacing as I'm like trying to hold it up to let them see the.
And you hold it there for a little while. Please make
Yeah.
a Constitution saving throw.
Okay,
Mhm.
that is fair. That is only a 7.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh. All right. 3 points of heat, fire damage.
Okay,
a little
okay.
in between your shoulder blades.
Okay.
And Silas twirls the lighter between his fingers
Yeah.
and hands it back to Robin and said, "Yeah, that didn't work like I thought."
And that's
Okay.
what they say is the experience is better than learning without the experience. So you're welcome.
Yeah, right
All
on.
right. So there was a thought of Maeve, you wanting to go to the lounge. Is that still something you'd like to do?
Yes, please.
And does anyone want to go with her?
I was gonna go
No.
with because we were
Okay.
gonna look for a first aid kit and then Maeve
Right.
went. But ta-da!
Has
So
one.
I feel like we would have gone to the lounge and sat down in one of the chairs
Right.
and taken care of everything. And now I'm just kind of sitting there waiting for the
Okay.
stinging to stop while you look around.
All right. That leaves Silas and Fairuza. Because Robin, would you have gone with them then to do the mending of of Neb's hand?
I think after giving
stay.
the aloe,
Okay.
she's in good hands.
Yeah, you're
So,
gonna stay
Robin
beside.
is-
You've got fire and an
interested.
axe to deal with. All right. So we're gonna
part of the
leave
rebels.
Robin, Silas, and Fairuza with their weapons in the lovely train car and go with Neb and Maeve to the lounge. So Neb, after Maeve, looks at your hand, wraps it up, using the salve that Robin had given you, and sort of wrapping it extra, and you're starting to feel a little bit better. Maeve, what is it specifically you're interested in looking for? amongst the books.
Anything that might be written by a Julian,
Right?
anything about a Julian, anything specifically about this train and the history of this train,
Sure.
and perhaps
ahead.
anything about the next stop we're going to as well.
Okay, so let's start with the name Julian. So it'll be investigation checks for each of these. Would you like me to roll them, or would you like to do it?
I am happy. I mean,
Fantastic. Go ahead.
either way.
Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
Okay.
So we'll start with the name Julian.
So that's a 14.
14. Nothing seems to be written by a Julian. Nothing is entitled Julian. The next thing that you're looking for is anything about the train. Let's go ahead and give me another investigation check for that.
And Can I help with this one? Like,
Yes,
from
you
where
wanna
I'm
step up?
seated, I'm kind of looking around and
Yeah.
seeing if I
So we'll
notice
add your
anything else.
int bonus to this.
It's a +3.
So that's 10. That was not
Plus
so
3
great.
is 13. There are some brochures about the train. They don't go super deep, but you do find something that's sort of like the Starlight Special and Northland Heritage Line, welcomes you. And it's got a little page on the various crew members that you've already met. It has the map of the route that you're going to take. And there is one line at the very bottom in like the fine print that says, thanks to the Julian Allen Corbin foundation estate. I should say that. Julian Allen Corbin estate.
Did you find something?
I did. Here, and I show Neb. At the bottom here, they talk about the Julian Allen Corbin estate. Is there anything by Corbin in the books? Or
As you
about
look around,
Corbins?
no, nothing is authored by a Corbin or a titled Corbin.
I gotta grab my cell phone.
Yes.
Do I have service or connection to the
You
Wi-Fi?
do. There is excellent Wi-Fi on the Starlight Special.
Right, we have Wi-Fi. Oh my gosh.
We're going to do an advantaged investigation check for your Google search of, or I should say goggle search. It is a brand new search engine that's really taken the world by
Legally
storm.
distinct.
Yes, legally distinct goggle search.
The O's are
Goggles.
goggles.
They
on
are. They
eyes.
are goggles.
Yeah.
And they're on the G's, the double G's.
It's always so cute when I see that.
So
Okay.
cute.
It's a little hard to type with the hand, but give me a second.
And you said advantage investigation?
Advantaged investigation for Julian Allen Corbin search.
Okay. 17.
17. So you find out that he was like a steel magnate way back in the day, around the turn of the century into the sort of early 20s and 30s. But what's sort of strange is that once he made his fortune on the stock market and buildings were erected using his materials, and really kind of elusive guy, successful guy, he kind of dropped off the face of the earth. No one heard from him again. He spent all of his money. They're not quite sure on what, and it just sort of disappeared.
And I'll just read this Wikipedia entry out. What Wikipedia entry out. And as we finish, I'll go,
Oh, well, that's kind of a mysterious way to start a train. But I guess there were a lot of people who were in steel at that time who were working in the train industry. So maybe this train did something else before it was a place in where production companies tried to get people to ride the train. I'm not even really sure what's going on here anymore.
Well, may I tell you a secret?
If you want, sure.
There's no production company. It's just good fun.
Oh, you know what's actually going on?
No.
Oh, you just know it's. Oh, okay. All right.
Just having a laugh.
Oh, okay.
But
I guess that's good to know. I was wondering because it felt odd.
Play along
because,
if you like.
I mean, once we get in the door, sure. Yeah, okay. I at least won't give you away. But this
I
is
appreciate that.
yeah, okay. But this is weird, right?
Yeah.
That
It
makes
is.
that knowing this is not like a television show makes this really interesting. Actually, I'm kind of even more interested to get in the door now.
Maeve, the last thing you were interested in looking about was the Twin Creeks Mining Company, which is the first stop on your journey. So this would be another investigation check, please.
Okay.
and can I once
You're
again
gonna help? Yep, another plus 3 to that.
So it's a 14.
Okay, plus the 3, including the 3,
That's
or adding?
including.
It's including, all right, with a 14. So again, you're not finding any like deep information on the Twin Creeks mining. Just again, a little pamphlet that's kind of like for the first stop on your journey, very advertising focused. It is basically a wooden. It shows a picture of a wooden, lintel and posts leading into a rock that's got total darkness behind it. And it says that you will be going in wearing, climbing gear and exploring the parts of the mine that have been, made safe for you by the Northland Highland Line. And that, there's great rumors and mysteries about gold being found down in that mine, although none was ever found at the time.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I don't know how much that helps us, but it certainly adds to the mystery, right?
It does. I'm curious, what are the rest of the books about? Is there anything interesting or any books that seem to stand out among?
Let's do another investigation check for that.
Okay.
I will once again.
Yes, you're both looking together.
18.
18 plus the 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look at these. There's a lot of beach reads, like a lot of like really light, fluffy fun. It's a not Patterson, but Peterson, things like that. Really great reads. A number though of Agatha Christie's, very, very hot reads while you're on the train. There is a couple of things about how trains work. Just like the literal, what is a combustible, steam locomotive? How does that function? You also find a book on ciphers and codes.
Oh, I'd love that. That seems like a thing that would be a ton of fun.
You may pocket a book on ciphers and codes. As you flip through it now, it's pretty dense, and you feel like to be able to find what you're looking for in there, you're probably going to want to know what to look up in the index, rather than read through it every night.
I think that makes sense. And currently I don't have anything to look up. I haven't found anything that seems
Cody,
like it's particularly Cody.
But yes, in your equipment you now have a book about ciphers and codes.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Well, I don't know about you. I want to grab some of this chocolate and go back to the door. And I'm going to get up and grab some of the chocolate and go back to the door.
All right, we will pause there to see in the 10 minutes that you all were looking at the books, what was going down with Robin and Silas and Fairuza.
Fairuza's actually saying to Silas, I'm not used to chopping my way into people's rooms. Maybe this person doesn't want us in there.
What? So many questions. Why do you have that? We'll start with that one. Why do you have an axe?
Okay, to give you like the short abridged version, I was adopted into a family that owned a lumber business, and they were very much hands-on, even though the company sort of ran itself at this point.
I've definitely seen that movie too.
I feel really weird that like people are knowing that I have this on the train, but I feel like we're in a desperate moment here. Someone
bring it. Okay, so what do you intend to do with that? Because I just hit it firmly and it felt like it hit me back. So are you going to chop the mirror pane door and just like cut yourself, or what's the plan here?
Making a note that is now the name of this door. The
What
mirror pane door.
A very accurate name.
Yes, making a note. Continue.
I'm having trouble understanding how we are being befuddled by a door. There has to be something here.
Listen, in some of the games that I play, it's like, D&D and Mazes and Monsters and all. Like, doors are a really, really tough enemy a lot of the time. And this seems like this is proven to be the case right now. And but clearly that's not what's going on here. This is some kind of nanotechnology, or they are just messing with us, like the reality thing. I'm not ruling that out yet, but all I'm saying is if it's going to hurt you back, maybe we put the axe back in our compartment.
If the door is going to hurt me back, I want you to send me back where I came from 100%.
Like, is that like a spiritual thing you're talking about? Like, or
no. Also, I'd love something what you drank before you came out here too.
What I drank? What's
Didn't you
that?
have champagne?
Oh no! I don't drink alcohol. Alcohol's gross. Like, I prefer like sweet tea or like Kool-Aid, some Hawaiian punch, some red drink, like
Yeah.
that stuff's good.
So Fairuza's saying she's buzzed and has an axe.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's definitely buzzed. She's like, cover me. Why don't I try it?
So Miss
I mean,
Beckett, maybe like we can get the axe out of the slightly tipsy lawyer's hands. Like, does that sound like a good idea?
Well,
only
if
have
you
one
were paying
glass.
attention, she grew up in a lumberjack family, so obviously she knows how to handle her axes. I'm not worried one bit.
Okay.
And Robin's gonna pull out a little Polaroid camera. And
Yes.
she's just gonna take a picture of the door. I want
Okay.
to remember
Oh.
this moment.
She shakes it.
Whoa, where
like a
did you get
Polaroid
that?
picture.
Where did you get that? I've been looking
Oh,
for
I've
one of
had
those.
this for years.
And it still works?
You know, finding the film for it is kind of rough, but yeah,
The film is
still works.
$1,000 a pack.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
trust
worth
me.
it.
That's one item for the collection I have not gotten yet. So, I mean, if you want to part with it, I mean, name your price.
I will do no such thing. Thank you very much, but I'll be happy to take pictures for you, and then I will keep them.
Robin,
So
is
they
this
won't
a
be for you.
special camera of any kind?
This is the camera that she's used for many, many years for all of her memories of any job she's been on. Anything she wants to remember, she uses this specific camera.
But it takes accurate photos. Nothing weird happens when you take photos with this camera.
It's quite an old camera, so there might be some like burning on it. Like
Okay.
it doesn't quite develop correctly every
I
once in
see.
a while, but
Okay.
yeah, it's not like pristine.
Okay. Fairuza.
Should I take a whack at it, you guys? What do you think?
Listen, I think that is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. But,
You do.
like, well, I mean, again, like, knock on it hurts. Chop it with an axe, probably.
I think it might
hurts.
chop me back.
Yeah. So, but axe. You do have an axe.
Yes.
Is there a way to get outside this train? Because maybe getting in a window would be easier than getting in a door. And axes are great with glass.
So climbing outside the train while it's running.
We're going
outside.
really slow right now. We're going really slow. I mean, we're about to like climb down and rappel down a mine shaft. Way more dangerous than
You
being
don't know
outside.
that, Silas.
Oh yeah, that is true. No, I read that on the internet.
You read that on the
Something-
okay. You read that on the
something-
internet. That's right.
Something about that.
This was not on my bingo card for this vacation at all.
Silas, as you say that, you do say we're going pretty slow, but Fairuza, as you look past him out the window, those trees seem to be going by at quite a rate. You're not quite sure what his definition of slow is.
Is he trying to make me jump off this train?
Listen, I like if you let me have your axe, like, I mean, we can put it back in the compartment, maybe. I mean, again, this is like
I don't
when
mind
everyone else
saving
comes
it.
back.
It looks like a door. It looks like a
Okay,
dirty door.
Hit it if you want to. Hit it. I've said it.
Fairuza?
Wait a second. Robin is gonna pull out her knitted mittens,
Yes.
and maybe before we chop things down, we should just give it the old college try one more time. And
you're
she's
about to
gonna
catch those on fire.
reach for the handle and quickly try to turn it.
Try to turn it. All right. As you reach and touch it and start to turn it, the handle turns as if it should open, but when you apply some pressure, the door just doesn't move. And I'd like you to give me an advantaged Constitution saving throw.
Advantage on that. Oh god. Okay, it's a dirty 20.
It's a dirty 20. It gets real warm, but you're like, okay, I'm okay.
She's used
All
to
right.
hot
College try over. Let's knock it down.
Okay. Hey, listen, like I am totally good to try to like shoulder check this thing. Maybe not the axe, but like you're pretty big. You've got a big frame. Like,
What are you trying to say? I mean,
no. I think you're beautiful. I'm just saying, like you're very tall.
Fairuza makes the appropriate facial response.
You look very strong.
Okay. You want me to shoulder check the
No.
drawer?
I'm saying we can do it together. Like I Oh, I'm saying I will shoulder check at the same time.
Oh.
Fairuza sort of looks around. Okay.
Yeah, let it out. All right, so I'm just gonna take a couple of steps back, like however far back I can get.
I'm with
All
you.
right, we're
All
gonna
right.
go on 3, right?
Yep, we
Robin has
got
his
it.
Camera up again. He's getting ready.
1,
1.
2. Wait. Are we going on 3 or after 3?
Let's do 1, 2, 3, rush. Yeah?
Okay, got it. All right.
All right.
Okay.
So it's a slight corridor. So the two of you have pressed yourselves up against the window wall over here. You only got about two feet, but you're gonna try as hard as you can to kind of little step, boom, and bang into the door at the same time. If I understand this,
That's it.
are you attempting to avoid the handle?
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, we're not even looking.
Trying to
looking at
not
this.
bust into the handle. Okay. All right. Go for it.
1, 2, 3, rush.
I'd like athletics checks from both of you, or one can roll, and we'll add both of your one person's athletics and one person's strength.
I don't know who is better at that. I will. You want me to
I
add
don't know
your
why, but I rolled
strength?
We're gonna do athletics, and then we'll add
I got
someone's
an 8
strength.
with
So we're
athletics,
adding
yeah.
your base modifier. You already rolled it, Fairuza?
You already rolled it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
then
it's an 8,
Mhm.
and then-
base strength modifier plus 1, so 9.
and then +1, so a 9. So the two of you hit the door, and not only do you gonna go, oh, like your shoulder sort of hurts, but your other shoulder kind of hurts too.
Oh no!
And you just kind of go, oh, you just feel smushed, like you got
Mirror pane door. I tried to.
yeah. It just kind of smushed you a little bit. You don't take any damage, thanks to your
Except
tiny
I
roll.
cried.
But yes, you just feel like you got kind of crushed together there. In
Like
that
back-
moment, Maeve and Neb, you step out, in between the trains. I should have mentioned this last time when you moved to the run. It is freezing as you step out there, and now you can really see it is just blanketed in snow outside, and these big, tall pine trees that again are all sort of white with the snow. Neb, for you, as you look up, you can see more stars in that sky than you have seen anywhere else in your life.
And she'll stop
Yeah.
at the window.
Now the
like,
pain isn't bothering you. Yeah.
she's been popping chocolates and like, oh, let's check things out. And then, oh,
There is a ladder on the side of the car to climb up to the top, offering it. You don't have to take, just letting you know it's there. And yeah, Maeve, you step outside as well and feel and see this. And as you look through the window into the sleeper car, you see Fairuza and Silas, and here's Robin, just kind of
I
feel
just
their
watch
arms.
for a moment.
Yes.
we both stop to watch different things.
Yes. Neb goes, oh, and Maeve's like, huh.
Okay, that's it. Like we need to see
That
if
didn't
there's
work.
another way into this room. Seriously, the door is not budging. They have something stuck behind it. There's got to be a window or something. Like I said, we're not going that fast. And Silas is going to walk toward because we came through this earlier. He knows that it opens to the outside, right? So
Yes.
he's just gonna. I'm gonna go out there and I assume run into.
To Maeve and Neb, yes.
Mhm.
Oh, hi.
Ding.
You
Oh,
couldn't get in the room yet.
I noticed.
Oh, you saw that, huh? I mean, did it look cool at least?
No, not at all. I mean, it looked fantastic. You looked
Fair. I mean, no, that's
quite
fair.
impressive, running into a door 3 feet from the edge of the wall, just
You did
slamming
what?
into it.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's a mirror pane door, and so when we ran into it, the other shoulder hurt. But we did talk the lawyer into not chopping it with an axe because I feel like that was going to be a disaster. But
Yeah,
I'm now trying to see outside here to see
Yeah.
if there's a way to climb.
We are
around.
outside, right?
You are outside. You're in between the cars, the sleeper car and the sort of lounge dining car.
And it's quite cold
Behind
here.
you.
And yes, you're seeing Silas's breath as he steps out. Even, you know, your beard, you can feel that little like stiffen of hair in the cold there. And yes, Silas, as you're looking around, you do see that there is a ladder. You'd have to step outside the iron gate to catch hold of that ladder and climb up to either side of the cars. The sleeper car.
100% doing that.
Which car? Do you want to go up on top of the sleeper?
Yes.
Okay.
Neb wants to follow.
Oh
my
I'm
God.
letting him go alone. I'll peek my head into the other car and go, that guy's going to try and climb on the roof. If you want to come watch, I'm sure it's going to be quite entertaining.
I've completely started ignoring the whole thing with the door, and I
Yep.
just want to see more of the stars.
Gotcha.
So,
All right, so we'll start with Silas here. First thing you're gonna have to do is climb up onto the iron railing that's sort of, you know, it contains this coupling passage through. At that point, you're then gonna have to reach out, take hold of the ladder and jump, swinging yourself over to grab and hold on to the rungs. At
Oh.
which point you can climb up onto the roof of a very fast moving train.
Sounds super dangerous.
You ready?
And Silas just starts, you know, scatta deep deep doo, and he's like kind of scatting to himself as he goes over there. And yeah, he's gonna step out.
Okay. As you hold on above you and pull yourself up onto that first rail and stand there, I'd like you to give me a dexterity check for your balance. It can be acrobatics.
Can I apply acrobatics? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it can be acrobatics.
Can I be there to help? I think Neb is
You
stopped.
can. It'll
and,
be a
like-
strength to help.
Oh,
Oh,
I would like to-
Unless there's another way you'd like to help, other than like,
well, definitely not with my strength.
okay, how would you like to help that is not
No.
strength based?
I
Then
think,
we'll find out what Silas rolled.
I think Neb is taking in everything that's going on,
Okay.
and she was for like the briefest of moments. This is super exciting.
Right.
And then as we get up to the railing, she sees, oh wait, there's like jumping, and the train is moving really fast,
Yes.
and is starting to realize the danger we're in. And I think I would like to use perception in order to like convey all of this information to like the
Okay.
details that I'm seeing, so that
Okay.
he has a more accurate jump.
So we'll go with wisdom because we won't use your skill modifier, but we can use your base modifier. So your wisdom
Okay.
modifier,
So that's +3.
+3. All right, Silas, what did you roll?
Moves it
An
up to a dirty 20 then.
A dirty
Oh, plus
20.
3. Yeah.
So Silas, you pull yourself up on using your toes and your heels to sort of balance yourself. Another arm out to the side, kind of steadying yourself. Down below, Neb is saying, okay, I think the train is swaying, you know, like this. So move
Oh,
your
it's sway-
body to
it's
join it.
swaying.
You know, Neb sort of coaching you through as she feels the train, what's going to help you. You reach one hand out to grasp the freezing cold iron ladder in front of you. You're going to make a jump to get onto that ladder.
And
This is in athletics.
Silas is just kind of, you know, singing what for most people would be under his breath, but it is definitely much louder than that. And he's just like, to be the best, you've got to pass the test. You got to make it all the way to the top of the ladder. And he starts to get ready to do that.
In athletics, please.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh yeah. That is 18.
18. You jump out, grabbing onto the other side. As one foot gets on, the other slips. You lose a little bit of your balance, but you hold on with your arms and pull yourself up closer to the edge of that ladder, holding tight. It is cold. Your fingers immediately start to cramp as you're holding onto it. Please give me a Constitution saving throw against the cold.
Oh, that's a 20 on the die. So,
All right.
Nice.
22.
You know, you grew up in the South. You should suck it cold, but instead,
No, it gets real cold in the winter. It just
Yeah,
gets
it
really
does,
hot
all
in
right.
the summer too.
not
so-
quite like the Northland, but I'm
Oh, it's
sure.
okay. Yeah.
You're able to just sort of brace it off. I think your excitement about what you're doing, the adrenaline is helping you through this as you do one hand over the other and pull yourself up. As soon as your head gets above, the wind threatens to push you back as you feel it just pulling at your face as you try to climb up, grabbing onto it. Give me another strength. It can be athletics if you'd like to pull yourself up onto the top of that train.
story.
I think at this point, Neb is down below going, are you sure you don't want to wait until maybe tomorrow? I mean...
It's okay. I feel like Michael Jordan up here. And,
His voice literally sounds like it's flying behind him. You know, you hear it when it's over the dining car.
And so that is a 15.
A 15. You pull yourself, heaving your torso up over your legs, now sort of dangling as everything begins to shiver. And you pull yourself fully on top of the train. What would you like to do as you try to keep your body flat?
I know you're all wondering, and I'm okay. And I'm gonna just yell that as loud as I can.
Okay. Oh my God. You all hear, oh, God.
I'll turn to Maeve. Do you think he's okay? I couldn't quite tell what that was.
I mean, if he's saying stuff, he's clearly still talking.
Neb,
Yeah,
are you still interested in following?
There's a part of her that really wants to, but she looks at that leap and is terrified.
Okay.
And so is gonna just stay at the rail and be like, just be really careful up there, okay?
Okay. Silas, your next move, as you just hold on for dear life.
and honestly, he's far more concerned about his hat, so he's just like,
Okay.
trying to
Oh,
secure it as
boy.
much as he can.
Are you?
And-
Great,
yes.
Indiana
You
Jones.
take a
That's
hand
great.
off?
So, I don't know how this feels, but
Yes.
if I feel like taking a hand off is
Yes.
going to make me lose my life instead of the hat,
Yes.
I would barely choose the life.
Gotcha. So as you're holding on, you do feel immediately a little bit on your hat. If you would like to, you can do a strength to see if you can hold on with the one hand and grab your hat. But I will allow that if you fail it, you go right back, but you're going to lose your hat.
Okay. And just strength? Is that what you said?
Athletics. Well, strength. This is not a train for situation. Just
Okay.
strength.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a 12.
As you reach up to grab it, you can feel immediately that arm getting pulled back. You instead grab onto the floor as your hat over end on top of the train, falling somewhere else between the
Does
cars.
it come past us?
It does. Do you want
May
to
I
try to
give it
help,
a
Maeve?
shot? I'll
You
give
want to
it a
leap
shot.
up and try to grab it? Give me an athletics, Maeve.
Oh my gosh, man.
May I use acrobatics?
Sure.
This is the most important thing that's ever happened to you.
It's a 22.
As it flies back across,
got it.
Maeve reaches up. In fact, you almost like parkour. You put a foot on the ironwork and kind of get yourself some extra height to grab it and pull it down, saving the hat.
That was
Tuck it
amazing.
in the back of my pants under my coat.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So Silas,
Silas, are you sure you don't want to come
Silas?
down now?
Silas is biting back tears.
Yeah.
His
And they're
hat is-
freezing.
Yeah.
Like the wetness under here is starting to
And the
freeze
snot
against
and
your
everything,
face.
yes.
Yeah. In the
All of it.
the beard's getting all crusty.
Yeah. And so I am going to just shimmy as much as I can, or like even there's like a moment I'm shimmying, and then I'm
Yeah.
like steamroller, and I start rolling. Whatever is going to get me to where I know where A was,
Okay.
and I'm basically just getting to where I'm gonna look over the side and see if there is a window or a balcony or anything that is
Okay.
down there where A is.
Do you want to turn, just so I understand the plan, you want to turn perpendicular, shimmy your head over the edge so you can look down to see if there are windows.
I mean, I want to watch to make sure there aren't like power lines
yes.
or tunnels or something. I wanted to capitate.
Nothing like
yes.
that coming. You're
would help.
paying some kind of attention. So let's do, first of all, a perception check for your ability to do that. Would you like me to do it?
Yes, please do.
What is your perception bonus?
My perception bonus is not high. It is a -1.
Okay.
Oh no.
Noted. All right. So, acrobatics, please, to like shimmy yourself into the right position without falling off the train.
It's good too. So that's an 18.
Okay. Thank you, Die Hard.
Hard dice.
Die Hard. You may
All
have
your
lost him
foolish
his
plans.
hat, but he is still living.
And then saved him his hat.
And then saved him his hat. You were very dramatic, Diehard. Thank you very much. Thank you for adding the drama. All right, you shimmy yourself around on your stomach. Again, there's snow on the top of this train, and it's just freezing the entire sort of, front of your body. Then the back of your body that's exposed is just getting nipped at with wind. Your clothes are just flapping in the wind behind you. Your fingers starting to turn blue and get sort of, cramped up. They're still servicing for you because you're fighting that cold, but you grip them around the edge, the side of that train, pulling your head forward to look down over the edge. As you look down, you do see 2 wide windows, exactly like you have in your compartment, that appear to be in the correct location for room A.
Is there any landing outside the windows? This becomes death-defying at this point.
There is what you're holding on to now is like a little sort of pipeline that runs all along the edge of that side of the car.
How big is the lip? Just wondering, question-wise. Is it like a 2, 3, 4, 5-inch lip?
Is this like a finger thing?
I mean,
or is it like...
it's a pipe, like whatever it's, it transfers, something that the train needs, and you're holding on to this pipe. It's an inch in diameter, something like that. It runs the full length of the car. And yeah, it's what you're holding on to. It's pretty much the only thing that'll give you purchase. There's no windowsill, there's no ledge down the side.
Right. And Silas is just kind of muttering to himself, and he's like, well, I haven't felt this alive in a while. And he's like, this is just like Budapest. And so then he's going to try to get to a point where he can hang off the side where he can look into the room.
Fantastic. All right. So, edging clockwise your body around the side just to the point where if you were to roll, you would just swing down along the side. This is going to be a strength. I suppose you could use athletics. This is kind of a trainable thing.
Silas could have played ball in college, but
this is like gymnastics, right? This is like the rings, right? Is what you're doing, kind of. All of the rest of you, I just imagine, are just standing there kind of,
Silas,
so they can't see anything, right?
No, you're...
Yeah, okay.
They're just sort of hearing you go, kind of thing. Is there anything that the 4 of you would like to do in this sort of interim?
I'd like to fill my glass, my now empty glass, with snow.
With snow? Fantastic.
I have a second one. Don't worry, I'm double fisting. But
Yes, okay. So she's got one
the empty
champagne
I'd like to fill
flute
it
of
with
champagne.
snow.
And the other champagne flute, you can collect some off of the iron railing into that.
I'm curious
into that
what would
glass.
happen if we put it on the hot spot on the door.
All right. Silas.
You hear
Athletics
Neb
check,
just,
please.
Silas, are you still alive? This is really dangerous.
I'm okay.
You come back. It's really cold out here.
I'm answering, but I imagine they
It's
can't hear
very.
anything.
I mean, all they hear is muffled.
I definitely am
They know
letting
you're
them
alive.
know I'm alive. Yes, for sure.
They know you're alive. They know you are still able to make sound.
Silas is going to lay flat on his back at the edge there.
Okay.
He is going to unzip the hoodie.
Okay.
And he is going to basically twirl it up, and he is going to, it's not going to be much, but he is going to try to stabilize and tie off the hoodie the best that he can around his around one of his wrists.
All right. You're gonna have to take an arm off for this again.
Okay, I think it's worth it.
All right. Strength saving throw.
Oh my god.
So that is a that's a 16.
as you're holding on and you begin to shrink off, sort of shrug off your hoodie, and you take one arm off and you shrug that one arm off, but you find another handhold down, by your hips so you can kind of do that. Again, just immediately the cold nips at you now that you're no longer wearing your hoodie. Another hand goes down, you shrug that one off using the same procedure. You're able to get your hoodie in your hand as you just grit your eyes, your whole body beginning to shake, and just sort of, whenever you can, lift your hand, wrap that hoodie around your arm, and kind of then wrap it around the hose, the pipe as best you can, attempting to make a knot. Kind of get it with your teeth full.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And again, just trying to stabilize a little bit if possible. The main thing is I know from past water tower escapades, that the first part, like when you first fall, is going to be the hardest part. So just trying to give myself just a little bit extra there where I can make sure that I hold on the first time.
Okay. Let's do an advantaged athletics. You have a tool, quote unquote.
There is definitely a tool involved. All right. Athletics, you said?
Athletics.
Well, one of them was a 1, so I'm very grateful for the advantage. So it's going to be athletics. So that is an 18.
An
So
18.
15 on the back, yeah.
Perfect. All of you down waiting between the coupling just hear a thunk, thunk, thunk against the side of the train. Boom, boom. As Silas, you slide, rolling over the side. You're holding on using that extra, help of the hoodie, which gives you a better grip. And the other arm reaches up and is just able to grab it so that you are dangling, the wind twisting you. You're bobbing back and forth, banging against the side of this train, but you are still holding on to the train.
At this point, I'm gonna run into the sleeper car.
Yes.
And I'm gonna run to, I've got room B.
All right, yeah.
Room B.
Room.
So
No,
Silas
room
is in
D.
room B.
Yeah, I'm in
you
room
can go
D.
to Silas's room.
Yeah,
Nev is
because
in
that's
room B. Silas
yeah.
is in room B.
because that would be the one right next to.
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna run in.
Smart.
And I'm gonna look to see, is there any way I can open up the windows in here?
No. Fantastic. Yes, there are. There's like a crank. It just pops it open like 2 inches. It just lets a little bit of, air in there. It
That makes
doesn't
sense.
fully open.
I will do that and then stick my head as close as possible.
Get in it. You can just through the little sliver of the window and thing. You can see Silas hanging on by one hand and his other arm holding on to his hoodie as he bangs against the side of the train.
Oh my God, Silas is gonna die.
Wait,
Nev,
what
I'd
happened?
like you to make a perception check, please.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hi, Nebula. I'm okay.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. All right, fantastic. Silas, as you are banging against the side of the train, you can see these shades are drawn in room A. However, there is a little sliver along the edges of the windows that is not covered. If you can steady yourself, you can attempt to look in.
As I am trying to do so, and as I'm hanging, like I'm going to definitely kick my feet. I do have a certain kind of Jordan that has a lot of traction on the soles.
Okay.
So
Good
just
to know.
Trying to say that, and
Best
so
shoes ever made.
Try to stabilize a little bit there. But as I'm doing that, relatively calmly, Nebula, can you hear me?
Can I?
She can, yes.
Yeah.
So we probably should have thought of this earlier, or we could talk to each other. But if it's not too much trouble in my backpack, you're actually going to find some. You're going to find some rope. Like it's the very strong stuff, like the nylon cord rope, and we're gonna try here in a second for you to get that to me where my ascent is going to be a little bit. And I'm saying all this as I'm trying to like stabilize, and and so just if it's not too much trouble,
He's
that would
verbose
really
even in life and death situations.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's really interesting. Okay, all right. And I'm gonna frantically look around.
Yeah.
to the
Don't look at
backpack.
too much of the other stuff in the bag. I mean, there might be stuff in there. Oh, she's gone.
And the rest of you probably hear me go, backpack. He's got a rope. He's gonna die. And I'm looking through the backpack, like full on panic.
You find the backpack, rip it open. Silas, what does Neb find in your backpack? What does she see in there?
Okay, so, all right. Didn't think it was going to happen like this.
It doesn't have to be everything, but what would have been, what is obvious?
So there is
But not in a
an
small pocket.
enormous amount of four-sided dice, way more than any game system has ever required, and they're all in like a chainmail dice bag. And then you also see a blanket that is one of those like aluminum foil looking things that's like would have been very
Survival
helpful
blanket?
in this situation, but
Ah.
did not pull it out here. There are a couple of other cases that are leather cases that look like the makeup looking case that Silas had pulled out before. I don't know if Neb is doing anything with those, but they're all cases. They all look identical. There are 3 of them. And then there is a lock that looks like a trick lock of some sort, and there is an enormous amount of comic books. And these are not in good condition at all. They look like they are well worn. The cover's falling off of a couple of them, etc.
Oh, my husband would be furious.
He has other copies that are mint condition.
Are they at
These
least bagged
these
and
are his
boarded,
working
Silas?
copies.
I see.
Oh,
The travel editions.
Yep.
I see. You don't bag and board your travel edition.
I grabbed the bag of
Yes.
D4s. Nope. I grabbed, and unless
Yeah.
one of those makeup cases looks like it's big enough for some decent nylon rope,
No,
I'm
they-
not even bothering
Yeah,
to look
it's
in them.
Yeah.
like that. What's the word I'm looking for? It's the carbon fiber type stuff. Like it's very thin but very, very strong rope.
And it's in there?
Yes.
Okay.
It is in the bottom of the bag. You have to get through underwear and everything else.
I've probably at that point
Neb
turned
just-
the
yeah.
backpack over and gone, all right, it's in here somewhere, Oh, there we
Shake
go,
it
there we
out.
go.
All right, Neb, you have the rope. Outside Silas, you see Neb's eyes. Yes, you're still holding on. You 3 ladies in the coupling, the sound of the train changes just a little bit. The
you guys hear that?
gets a little bit more.
Is the
Little
train slowing down?
echoey.
Echo.
I hope that does not mean a
Bizarre.
tunnel.
Is it,
I
like,
know, that's what I was thinking.
can we identify what that sound
Yeah,
might
give me a
be?
perception check. Maeve.
That's an 11.
An 11. You can't identify it. It just sounds sort of echoey and deeper and more resonant somehow. Suddenly, darkness begins to come around, shadows, as you notice yourselves plunge into a tunnel. Please, Silas, quickly make a dexterity saving throw as you flatten yourself against the train.
Is there anything I can do to help at this point? Like,
You both, I
Oh my
rolled terribly
God.
for both of you.
that's okay.
I'm good on that. So
Okay.
17.
17, you
Okay.
flatten yourself against the immediately you just feel the behind you scraping against your back as you try to hold yourself as tight to the train as you can.
I've seen this movie too.
Neb, all you could do is through your little slit helplessly keep an eye on Silas, seeing that he's able to just hold himself, but the wall is inches from his back.
Can I reach him, or is he too far away if I put my arm
Ooh,
through?
you want to reach your arm through?
Yeah, because you said it just opens up a little bit, but I'm small. I got a thin
You
little
can
arm.
reach your arm through. Your arm is not quite long enough, but if Silas reached his arm to you, he's probably about 5 feet away.
So I'll grab the rope and hold it out and be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you were gonna want to grab this?"
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those times I wish I didn't have as much junk in my trunk, but
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so he's going to try to reach out only if he feels like he is stable enough on the hoodie
Okay.
So
Gotcha. So
to
we're
keep
gonna
on.
we'll do the check, but if you fail, we buy that you.
Okay.
I will sell you that you grab
Okay.
back. But we're only gonna give you a couple of cracks at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, give me just a strength check to see if you can do it.
Wild. So strength, not
Tom
athletics.
Cruise over here. Not athletic. This is just reaching for your life.
So strength. That is a 12.
12. You reach your hand out. Immediately, it gets whipped back towards the wall. You take a little bit of scratching damage here as it's, only 3 points of sort of, only 3. Come on. My squishy little character. As your hand gets whipped back against the side of the tunnel, you pull it back, holding on to
I'm okay.
the pipe again.
Thanks for trying. Have you ever watched, like a rodeo? Like maybe throw it a little bit, tie something heavy on it in the room. I'm sure there's something there's an axe somewhere in there.
You have an axe?
Well, no, don't throw the axe. That's a bad idea. Bad idea. Forget the axe.
I'm gonna look around. Is there somewhere I can anchor the other side of the rope?
Yeah, sure. I mean, everything in a train, so much of what's in a train is nailed down so that it won't, kind of fall over. So yeah, even, the little desk is inset in. There's, legs to that. You could kind of, tie it to.
Yeah, I'll very quickly and then go back to the window, and I'll hold part of it with one hand. When you're vacuuming and you're vacuuming and you hold kind of the rest of it, the cord, so it doesn't get in the way. I'm gonna do that with the rest of the rope so that there's a chance that it won't all just go out the window. I'm gonna go. Are you sure you just want to come back inside?
Well, I can't really do that inside a tunnel right now, Nebula. Yeah. Like I said, just pretend. I'm sure when you were younger, you used to just pretend that you were lassoing horses. I mean, at least we did where I lived.
What?
The Brooklyn girl kind of does exactly squints and goes.
Like it's a
I was
pigeon.
not really a horse girl.
You're trying to
Yes.
As he's talking about this, can I tell? The tunnel's got to end.
Yes.
How much longer are we in this tunnel? Can I tell?
You can. Would you like to give me a perception check?
You know what? Why don't you give me the perception
here you go.
check?
What is it again?
I've got a +5.
A +5.
Oh boy.
So far, you do not see any light ahead of you. It is a long tunnel. Now, the other thing you're starting to sense is that it stinks. That smoke, that steam from all of that burning wood now is beginning to come into your room. Silas, you're starting to feel it, that kind of acrid sense in your
It
nose.
smells like Uncle Joey's out here.
Robin, Maeve, and Fairuza. And again, anything you guys would like to do? Did you want to try your snow on the knob?
I
right
do,
now, Maeve?
yes. So
Okay.
I'd like to reach into my bag and I pull
Yes.
out a fingerless glove that has
Okay.
a leather lining.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to take the snow that I have in the cup and try and put that on the doorknob
Okay.
and chill it for a moment before.
Okay.
and
Okay.
Get my hand in the glove.
Okay. Your
And
hand
I
is in the
figure
glove.
I've had enough drinks that it might not.
Yeah. Advantaged constitution, right? Or at least you don't feel the pain, right? All right, so your plan is you have your gloved hand, you're gonna pour the snow on the knob, and then you're gonna reach and try the knob.
Hold it on the knob and see
Yeah.
what happens, if
Okay.
anything happens, and then I'll give it a shot.
Okay, gotcha. So yes, as you sort of place the snow on that knob, it immediately sizzles and begins to melt. Water now dripping down on either side of the knob.
Does it seem to be slowing in the speed that it's melting?
No.
Oh boy.
Okay.
How strong is that glove you have, Maeve?
Probably not strong enough to... Not too much stronger than...
Yes,
Robin's
my
mittens.
mittens. Yes, they burnt. So sad.
Yes, your beautiful mittens have little scorch marks on them.
Oh.
The sizzling doorknob.
Trying to think.
Did we ever think to look under the door? Is Silas outside the train?
Silas is outside the train, hanging on in a tunnel.
And there's
we
no
know if he's
markings on the door at all.
There are no. I mean, you want to give me? You can give me an investigation check of the door.
15.
A 15. There are no markings on the door, but you can see numerous places where people have, now as you're really looking closer, people have tried to jimmy this door. Lots of different tools, again, knives, things, little chips, all along the edge of that door. Now that you're looking really closely at the keyhole, there are, again, like scratch marks from other pieces of metal that have tried to sort of get in there and do, what you were doing earlier. So you are clearly not the first person to attempt to break into this door.
The doors? Oh, go ahead.
Robin is going to step up to the door and just place her hand on it and just say, "Won't you be a kind little door and just open for us? Please."
You feel hands on your back as you do that. Just
That's what they were
gentle
talking.
little touch on your back as you do that.
Well,
doing
you know
some-
what they say, just be polite and things work out.
It feels very comforting to have those hands on your back. Meanwhile, Silas and Neb. No.
So
Real quick,
Nebula,
actually.
Yes.
New York, huh?
The doors
Uh-huh.
to these rooms,
Uh-huh.
they open in or out?
In.
I had a thought, but I think Neb is too distracted by the
At the
inevitable
moment.
death of
Yes.
this person that he's just
I
met.
want to offer you, Maeve, on that. Sorry to just jump back. The markings, as you look at it along the door jamb, are all on the jamb, not on the door. So where people have tried, like yourself, to put a knife into the seam, they've only damaged the door jamb, not the door itself. And there are little markings on the metal keyhole as well. All right, sorry, back to you, Neb.
I've got it tied down here in the room.
Yeah. So it's okay, Nebula. Seriously, this is fine. This is fine. I've been in worse.
This
than
is the
so-
furthest from fine I've ever been.
Yeah. Listen. So this trip is probably going to be a lot of this because you have people like me on it. So it'll be perfectly fine.
At
I
that
just need
moment,
you-
the tunnel ends as he says, "Perfectly fine." Suddenly, you are back out into the starlight once again, freezing cold. Everything you hadn't realized, Silas, but you were somewhat warmed by being stuck in that tunnel with all the steam and the smoke coming by. Nebula, as you look at him now, he's completely covered in soot. His clothes, his face, his hair, he just looks ashen, ashy.
What? Do I have something on my face?
You have everything on your face. All right, I'm gonna try to get this to you again.
Yeah. Something
right.
heavy. What did you tie onto the end of it? Something that's not
one
going
of
to clock me.
No, one of the tables that's like nailed down. Everything's nailed down in
Like,
here. It's a
you
train.
can't throw the rope out into the wind. Like it's got to have something. Like, oh, there's a basketball in there. Oh, that won't fit through the window.
When I was trying to hand it to him, it was
Yes.
only like a little bit away, and he.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
Can I
so-
use?
Yes.
If I throw the one end out
Uh-huh.
the window,
Uh-huh.
can I use the wind to try to get it close enough to him? And I'm holding the other end of the rope just in case.
Gotcha. Yes. So your
It's got to
vacuum
drape
cleaner.
over this arm, and then I'll get it with my teeth, and then
Okay.
as long as I can get it in my mouth,
right.
everything will be fine.
Plan. Here's the plan as I understand it. This is my favorite thing to do. Here's your insane plan. Let me make sure I get it. So, one end is tied to a table. You're going to hold the majority of the rope in one hand so you don't pay out too much. You're going to try to throw using, the one skinny arm to drape the rope over Silas's hanging arm so that it falls down into his teeth.
I mean, I'm trying to just get it anywhere
Anywhere
near
near him. Okay.
That
great.
would be the ideal situation.
Silas is trying to get it
Fantastic.
hooked into the crook of his elbow,
Fantastic.
and then he'll get it in his mouth.
All right, we're gonna do a sleight of hand for this, or we could attempt sort of a
Sleight of hand.
no weapon range attack.
Oh wait, is this going to be
Like
Neb's sleight
like
of
a
hand?
hand to hand. This will be Neb's sleight of hand, not yours.
dear.
Neb is the one doing the throw. You can tell me what you prefer. A sleight of hand skill check, or you can do a ranged weapon attack.
Can I help her in some way?
Okay, let me know how you'd like to help.
I would like to help her by, as I am looking at the angle, because I've done things like this a lot. Again, a lot of water towers. And so as I'm looking at the angle of her arm, I'm essentially, no, fulcrum, elbows the fulcrum. So you're going to, you need to tilt it up. It's never going to make it here.
So that's an int help.
Yeah. Okay, so that's +3.
+3 for your sleight of hand.
Going to take a brief second, and the hand that's holding the extra bit of the rope is going to reach into my pocket.
Yes.
And feel for that stone in my pocket. And Neb is going to close her eyes and go, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And I'm giving myself a little bit of support.
Wait a minute,
wonderful.
Nebula. Before you do this, I just want to let you know that MJ once said that I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. So there's been a lot of failure up to this point, but I feel like this is the time that success comes. And you feel very you feel inspired by
You do. You feel so inspired by this quote. There's something about Silas, even in the wind. You know, he's right. He maintains somehow a very calm demeanor as his body is flapping and banging into the side of this train.
Hey, I think I keep things pretty tight.
Yeah, very, very, calm demeanor. So there is something inspiring in his voice. So yes, D6, Silas?
Yes. That's correct.
You can add a D6 to your roll, as well as the support that you've given yourself.
Okay.
Which I imagine is a D4.
That's
and
a D4.
a +3 from Silas. Let's see what all this adds up to.
Okay. Which is all good because my sleight of hand is a -1.
Oh boy.
Here we go. You said that's a D6. I got the D4. So you're giving me a +3.
And you have a -1, so a +2 essentially.
+2. Okay, let's
Here we go.
See what
happens. Let's do some math, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay. 16. That's an 18.
An 18. So Neb, skinny arm, you just stick it through. It's freezing. You immediately begin to shake a little bit, but you sort of bring your arm down and hoist it using the side of the train to kind of guide your arm. Silas, you see it fly through the air. It does indeed fall in front of your arms, and as you rock your head back to help her, to kind of give it that little extra bit, it slides down kind of here in the crook of your neck, and you're able to get it down into your teeth.
And I am going to, actually this is something that I do quite a bit of, and so I'm going to just
at least one of us
pull as much as I can, and then what I'm going to do is I'm pulling enough that I will let the wind wrap it around me.
Okay.
So pull it onto the other side of this body, and then hopefully the wind's doing this.
Okay.
And then, there is a moment where I'm going to have to let go one more time.
Okay.
With the one arm, but I'm trying to grab the rope, and then if I can get it in this hand, then I'm going to be in pretty good shape because it will be wrapped around at that point. Or good shape.
Good shape.
Good shape. Yeah.
Strength saving throw.
Oh wow. So that's a 15.
Okay. You take one arm off again. As you kind of, let go of the one arm, your whole body sort of flies out in the air. Neb, you quite literally see a diagonal of him sort of fly into the air as you bang back into the train. You're going to take 2 bludgeoning damage. However, you are able to grab that bit of the rope and get your hand back on before you fall.
Whew. Hey, Nebula. Absolutely outstanding work. That was honestly one of the greatest moments I have ever seen anyone have. I'm not saying this because I'm like alive still, but it's okay now. Like I'm, and basically you see as Silas has it in his hand, he can tie knots with one hand.
All right.
And so he is trying to tie as many knots around himself as he can, and then he is going to say, so Nebula, last thing, and then I won't trouble you anymore. Okay, This is it.
Oh yeah, because that's the problem here is you're troubling me with your imminent death.
You've done so good. This is so calm, so composed. But listen, I'm gonna need you to shorten the length of the rope as much as you can. So tie it into something that is super, super close to that window. Basically, what this means is if I go free falling and almost like die here, the good news is I'm not going to fall like out off the tracks or anything. I'll just kind of dangle on the side of the train. So we've got to shorten this rope as much as possible.
Strong choices.
Okay.
You can do that, right? It's easy.
I can do this. I can do this. I'm gonna look around. I've got it tied on the one end to a table.
Yes.
So-
You could tie the slack around that table leg, and just
yeah.
I don't know if anybody else is in there, but maybe like if you're gonna untie it, maybe have one of them hold it or something.
Yes,
I don't know. I don't know if they're too busy or.
Fairuza, Robin, and Maeve. Is there anything you would like to do in this moment? I'm gonna say, Augie bursts through into the sleeper car. She goes, "Well, what is going on in here? I thought that was a nice fella there, but I got back into my room and I sat down to take that nap like he told me to, and I went, you know what, this is crazy. That man, he bamboozled me somehow. I would never have thought to take a nap on my shift. What a son of a gun. What's going on here?"
Well, he's
In the loo.
Oh, that's that fancy British way of saying bathroom, isn't it? I could tell you're one of those smart types, aren't you?
Definitely.
Oh, okie dokie then. Quick deception check there, Fairuza.
The attorney, I love it.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
May I help on this one?
Sure, Maeve. How are you gonna help? As we leave Silas dangling in the wind, quite literally.
Yeah, would I help on this
Kissing the
one?
wind.
I mean, I don't know this guy. Why would I put myself on the line to protect him?
Fair.
Up to you. You don't have to help.
Maeve is tough, but fair.
No, it's fine. I'll help.
Okay.
So, am I adding on my deception?
Well, it depends how are you planning on helping?
Sure. I'm going to sort of give a bit of a. Augie, it's entirely possible that you really were that tired. Sometimes that happens. People do occasionally just get very tired, particularly when you're working. It sounds like you had some time off. You were with your kids, and things have changed, and now you're doing. But I don't know what it's his business. Traveling it can be hard on the digestion, and so I'm doing my best to persuade her.
Great. So we're gonna add your charisma base bonus, not your ability check. We'll add your base. So Fairuza, please roll a d20. Add your deception, and what is your charisma base modifier?
Deception. Okay.
4. Oh, nice.
Okay. I rolled a 9 on deception.
Including your modifier?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, plus 4. So we're at a 13. Augie sort of looks and she goes,
Well, I don't as such think that he's in the bathroom. I don't know why you'd be lying to me about that, but it must be something pretty bad. I put extra towels in his room. If he messes up those towels too bad, then, I'm going to have to, it's going to mean a lot of laundry for me. So you keep an eye on him, okay?
Understood.
Definitely. We will not say anything if he leaves the train at all.
Fairuza will keep an eye
Leave
on
the train.
him.
That would be a death sentence.
Maybe
Only
she
a
is the
fool
one-
would go out and leave the train. We're going 70 miles an hour right now.
Oh yeah, of course. It's cold outside too, very cold.
Might as well just wait till the morning when we stop at the mining company.
That would seem to be the logical thing to do.
Sure thing. Is there anything you'll be needing at the moment?
No,
Do you want any more chocolate or anything to drink?
Oh, of course, yes, I can absolutely go in the pantry and get you anything you need.
Yes, anything. Bring us like a plate of cornbread. That'd be great.
Cornbread. Oh boy, well, fantastic. I will go and see if we have any of that. I don't know if Alexander made any of that this day, but I'll try to see what we have. I think we've got some
Appreciate it.
lovely rustic Italian. I could bring that with a little cheese spread. Would you like that? honey
would
and brie.
whatever takes the longest to make.
Oh
Definitely.
goodness. Oh, okay. Well, your wish is my pleasure. So I'll see you right there soon. You just keep an eye on that feller, okay? I don't like how he tricked me.
Definitely. We
Oh,
got
wait,
this
Fairuza is
handled.
clearly the responsible one to be in charge of that, so she can absolutely
Okie dokie. Yes.
keep the eye.
As I-
Clearly, she's
You
the
you
one
look
who
like
should
the
be.
smart one here. You know, I don't mean no offense there. I'm so sorry. Please don't tell Gloria. But yes, you know, I can tell you look very intelligent, and yeah, I trust you. Please to keep an eye on that fella. There's something fishy about you.
We'll definitely make sure that he
Okie
stays
doke then. So
here.
let me go get all that. You know what? I'm gonna get you some warm brie with some roasted berries along the side and honey. It's gonna be delish.
That sounds really good, actually.
Oh,
Do something
wonderful.
like that.
Lovely, and maybe a little bit of would you like a little bit of little scotch on the side to go
Oh,
with
that
it?
sounds lovely.
Oh, that
Oh.
might be nice. Maybe
All
some like
right.
cracked pistachios, a little bit on the
Oh,
side there. Ooh,
absolutely.
some honeycomb. Do you ever put honeycomb with cheese? It's really, really good.
You
Something
read
like that,
my
maybe.
mind. I have been telling them for years we've got to add honeycomb to our charcuterie. Oh, I brought some in my private stash. You and we're gonna get along real good. Okie dokie then.
Okay.
You know, I hope you all get a really good night's sleep. Remember, I'm real easy to find. Just ring the bell in the lounge, and I'll go get that charcuterie set up right now. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Bye bye. She'll leave
Thank
and go
you.
into the other room. Silas, life and death on the side of the train.
Suddenly, I just want a charcuterie, and I don't know why. As I'm frantically tying the
So you're
rope
tying up
around
knots.
anything.
All right.
So
so you're
Nebula,
able-
are we secure?
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I can. Yeah.
Okay.
Nebula's like wrapped it around it to sort of so that essentially you're taut, right? Like you're completely taut from where you are to that leg. Meanwhile, you know, it's around her ankles, it's around her waist. It's all kind of
I will put my hands inside of my sweatshirt, kind of like because I don't know anything about any of this, but I'm pretty sure if this rope comes through my hands, it's gonna hurt. And already
all
my
seen
one
enough
hand hurts a
movies.
lot, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna use the sweatshirt and
Gotcha.
kind of grab hold of the rope and be like,
okay. Extra.
all right, what now?
All right. You hear from inside.
So as this has been happening, Silas has just kind of been muttering to himself, you know, this entire time, almost to forget about his surroundings for a little bit. And sometimes he just kind of zones out like this. You know, this is what, you know, it feels like what MJ had to experience many of the times that he hit those game-winning shots. And so as this is going on, he's in the zone and he's just been muttering, "It's got to be worth it. Please make it worth it. It's got to be worth it." And it's almost become like a litany of what he's doing here. And so he peers in, and you know he feels the chills not just from the air, and he's peering in, trying to see whatever he can find inside it.
Fantastic investigation.
Oh, nice. Rolled a 17 on the die, so that is going to be, that is a dirty 20.
As you're looking through this tiny little gap between the shade and the side of the window, and really it is pitch black, dark in there, but you think you see, is it smoke or haze, steam, clouds, something in there? It's almost like the room is filled with smoke. All of a sudden, a face, a woman's face, short, curly, blonde hair, her eyes striking blue, pale skin, her lips blood red, painted lipstick. Please give me a wisdom saving throw.
I completely messed my pants saving throw. All right, so,
Get it.
that is going to be
Get it.
with my -1. That is a 16.
You scramble, screaming as you sort of push yourself back. She disappears from the window. You keep your hands on it, but you can feel now every bit of your body beginning to shake with the cold and the fear.
Pull me in. Ask somebody to help. Ask the big, tall, strong one. Something like I don't know. Pull me to that window. Give me. And I'm starting to like
Yeah.
shimmy. That
Okay,
way.
are you shimmying towards the window or towards the coupling?
Toward where the rope is.
Towards where the rope is, so towards the window. Now, you know it's only like a 2-inch slit.
Yeah, but
Okay.
at the moment, I don't want to move away from
So-
the rope. Yeah.
You're moving your hands along this way, along that pipe, pulling yourself closer to that window. Neb, you see him come, right up in front of that window, and you can see, even though his face is covered in soot and ash, his eyes are wide, his mouth kind of slack.
There's someone in there, in the room. There's someone in that room.
Okay, well, get inside, get inside.
Yeah, where's that axe? That axe. In case of emergency, break glass.
I'm gonna start
Yeah.
yelling for help.
All right,
I'm
Robin,
okay,
Fairuza,
yeah.
and Maeve, you've just sent Augie off. You hear Neb going, ah!
Maeve would have run to her room
Yes.
and dumped the hat, hidden the hat, and
Okay,
then come back to help.
Mhm.
Maeve's working on something even when he's about
Always.
to time. Always.
Always.
Priorities, very important. Very important priorities. All right, so Fairuza, Robin, you respond to Neb's cries.
Oh yeah,
We'll run
they
in.
definitely go.
All right, you run in. Maeve, you see you cross back behind you, running towards her room just for a minute as you enter the room to join Neb.
And we run in the room, and Neb is in there with the
Neb
rope
is in there, and
tied.
you can see now Silas's face pressed up against the glass.
Where's the axe? The axe.
Ah! What is that in the window?
That's Silas.
Covered with stuff like soot and stuff. Isn't he?
It's just me. It's just me. I can't wipe my face off right now. But
Oh.
listen, I need this glass. I need in that train right now.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
not going
You
past
got
that
it,
window
alright.
again. Full story, full details will follow. But right now, I need to get inside.
I need you to move away from the window.
It's your moment. You want it. You better never let it go.
All
You
right.
probably have several shots, but do not miss your chance to break the glass. Come on,
Okay,
anytime you're
so
ready.
she
anytime.
said, "I'll need you to move away from the glass."
So
Just a
you
little.
can
I just
twist.
barely move, and I'm looking over towards the other window the whole time.
Yeah, he's keeping his gaze. You can see he's just spooked, eyes locked out of the window, keeping an eye on it. But he pushes himself back into the side as much as he's willing. Fairuza,
And she holds up this baby axe. It's like for like a child almost. It's small. And as she holds it up, it sort of like glints. And she smiles. And as Silas moves away from the window, she pulls back and just like that.
give me
So it's
an
like-
attack with your weapon, please.
So this is out the window against the other one.
She's in Silas's room with Neb and Robin.
Oh, trying to get Silas
to
back in.
break
I'm sorry.
the window. Yeah, so Silas can
Gotcha.
climb through that window into his own room. What is your attack roll? It's a stationary object. What is it?
19.
It's a 19. Yeah, solid. So not only do you hit it, but you find like right in the center so that it will splinter off in every direction. You don't even have to roll damage. You shatter it. Just glass goes flying out of the window. Silas,
Pull me
dexterity
in,
saving throw.
pull me in. That is a 16.
All right. Luckily, you're still wearing enough clothes that as the glass pieces hit you and shatter out, you are not cut by the shards. Of
Even
glass.
if he's cut, he is not concerned about
Nope.
that right now.
Get it.
All right.
It
You're
is. Come
climbing,
on.
everyone reaching out. Maeve, you come back at this point.
Peek
from
my head
south-
and I say, if Augie asks, you were in the restroom.
Yeah. Well, I think I already did the restroom.
You pull
That
You
was more
pull
information than we
Silas
needed.
into
It was
the
really
room.
cold out there.
You all can tell it's cold in here now as this window is shattered.
Well, I hope you know you still have to
fine.
sleep in this room.
I
Your
am
stuff is all over the floor.
just glad to be alive. I do not want to alarm anyone, but there's a person.
You're a little late for that, I have to tell you. Honestly.
There is a person in that room. There is a person locked in that room. I don't know how they could have gotten there. They said that they haven't opened the door for like a decade, and that's obviously not true because people can't live for decades without food and water. And so there is someone in that room. So Gloria, Olga, all of them are lying to us right now. Like they're all lying to us. Like
Well,
something
maybe they just don't know. We should
they
let
don't
them
know
know.
that a person
They don't know
is
someone's
just.
in there.
This person is creepy as hell. they did one of the movie things. Like they weren't there. It's like they were just moving herky jerky for a second, and then they were like there. I don't know about the herky jerky part, but that's how I saw it in my head.
Yeah.
And so honestly, like something really messed up is going on in that room, and I think that we should all get refunds and probably taken right back to the starting point of this. This is I'm being serious. I'm not making this up.
Are you sure maybe you didn't, like, you weren't experiencing the effects
listen,
of crawling on top
I
of the
just
train?
climbed outside a train and hung there in heroic fashion. And when I get to the end of that, I'm not going to just make up something like there's some chick in this room that is like scary up in the window against me, because it's like, oh, like, hey, what happens? Oh, there's a person dangling outside my train window. I'm going to go try to help them. This person was not trying to help. They were trying to scare the ever living Jesus out of me, and they practically succeeded. I need to change my clothes.
What did this person say to you when you dangled outside their room like a peeping Tom peering in?
Oh, well, I mean, listen, it wasn't like that. I can see how it would maybe seem that way, but listen, like, that is not what happened. They didn't say a word. They just and it's like the room is on fire or something. There's just smoke all in the room. I mean, something is seriously messed up in there. Everybody's touching the doorknob, and it's like fire. It's like there's a fire going on inside the room, and there's a person in there, and they're gonna die unless somebody can get that room open.
Well, you read about the history of this train. Did you ever hear about there being a fire on board?
No, Goggle left that part out.
Would you like to make a advantage history check on that, Silas?
Sure.
You see, me ma was fairly superstitious about things back in where she grew up, and believed in creatures from time to time. She didn't really believe in them, but she still would do a few things to make sure that things were safe. So...
Wait, you just said creatures? Like I'm supposed to know what a creature is?
What do you mean?
We've all heard legends and stories, ghost stories.
Yeah.
Stories of monsters.
Definitely looked like a ghost, and I'm changing my statement now. I do not think this is nanotechnology. If it is, this is some like Mephisto kind of stuff here. But either way, like, this is not nanotechnology anymore. I'm with Miss Beckett. I think this is like magic or something.
What?
Like not up close magic, not like illusions, but I'm talking about like there's something really, really messed up going on in that room.
Well,
and
then
Gloria
let's leave the door
is way
alone
too happy.
for the time
Gloria's
being.
way too happy for this. Like, Gloria should be freaking out about a person trapped in a room with fire everywhere. But she's
Clearly,
not.
Gloria didn't know.
How does Gloria not know? This is like, it's just a train. Like, all I had to do was go outside. I just went outside. I should have waited until tomorrow, like when we stopped to do that. Now that I think about that.
Might
You
be
guys,
a plan.
what if we're next to be locked in our rooms for 10 years?
I'm not closing the door. I don't think I'm sleeping tonight. I'm sleeping in the common room. There's chocolate in there anyway.
Oh, we can do a sleepover. What do you guys think? In the common room. That way we can all be together and we don't have to be scared of ghosts.
You know, I wouldn't mind not being by myself on the creepy murder train.
Great, I'll grab my quilt.
Well, Augie's bringing a tray of nice meats and cheeses and some pear, and he found some honey. He's gonna look some honey.
Well, that makes everything completely fine, doesn't it? Augie smiling and bringing charcuterie boards and whatever else to us. It makes it fine that there's a person dying right there in that room that nobody can open the door for.
And did you hear of any stories of this?
So yes, with your 17 roll on a history check about fire and the Starlight Special or the Northland Heritage Line, there isn't much. There's only thing you've noticed is a small sort of footnote practically in some of what you read that said that they went to extra precautions for fire because the designer of the train, the owner of the train, had some fire event in their life that traumatized them. So they were very scared about fire upon their train. So they did extra care to make sure that wouldn't happen.
I am looking for my phone. And it's like, like you just poured it all out, huh? Like, okay, all right, yeah, all right. That's fine. Hey, you did great, Nebula. Thank you so much. I probably would have been fine, but like it was definitely more fine that you helped out. So thanks so much for that. And I get my phone and I'm like, Alicia, and it's like, yes, what would you like? And then he says, he's like, creepy woman in flaming room on train.
Alicia says, there are no entries that match your request.
She's useless. And he throws the phone up against the wall. He's got one of the cases on it though, so it's probably
Okay, so it's okay. Good.
This whole time, Neb has just kind of been standing there, her hands still inside of her sweatshirt,
Yes.
just in a bit of shock. And then she's just gonna walk out into the hallway and go back up to that room.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna try to open the door, but she's gonna ask to be let in and pull out instead of push in. Hi, are you in there? And she's gonna
Reach for the door. Constitution saving throw.
She's just in shock, and there's someone in the room. There's someone in the room. That's a natural 1.
Oh no.
This is the worst.
What is going on?
She's like, this is the worst.
Oh boy.
Poor Neb.
5 more points of burning damage on your hand. And as that happens, you feel burning then in the other hand and sort of burning rising up underneath your neck. And it's just a feeling that everything, your whole body feels like it's on fire. And as you spin around and look out the window opposite the door, you see 3 little blue lights swirl around each other and then dash off into the trees. And with that, we will conclude this chapter of Children of Éarte. And please remember, everyone, that life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. Good night.